So I'm just doing a quick video on my flocking, which I think I just messed up actually. I wonder if that's gonna have one unit of birds. That could be interesting. Ah, it's because I was just playing with the scene, that's why. Let's see if that all moves as one. Oh, it does. That's cool. So you could have multiple birds inside of one flock, which would save you a lot of rendering power. I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you. Let's get rid of that. So just bear with me. So what we can have here, we've got two birds, right? But what I've just discovered is that I can actually render multiple birds inside a single flock, and that will behave as if that one thing there, we could have multiple of them to save processing power and watch how they flock together. See, I've only got a few different birds here now, but it looks like there's a lot. That's the thing. So what we can do here, let's give you a quick demo first. So I'm going to get them to align with each other at a rate of, let's say they're going to check, let's go and check 12 other flocks around them because there's 12. They're going to use it basically when they get within a range of 10, they're going to try and align with each other at a speed of 20, which is pretty slow. They are going to turn but not circle, and they're going to basically do turns for 0.5 of a second, which is randomized. They're going to try and catch up until they're a range of 60, which means that they'll try and fly to each other. Let's see how that goes. So we've got different flocks of birds here. You can see them like all trying to sort of flock together. These guys are just turning away. So you can see we've got a bunch of them there that have sort of gone off in their own sort of way. Now let's see if we get them to circle now, which means that they'll actually start rotating around, and we'll see if these flocks come together and become one. Actually, you know what? Let's put the speed up because that speed's crap. Speed of minimum 5. We'll start them. Let's put that up a little bit. We're going to have them circling from the start at about 20 to 40 speed. That's a random minimum and maximum. So they're going to try and, so they're basically going to be rotating around. Now I think that's because they got too close to a flock. So they went, get the hell away from me. They flew away. Yeah, so they're getting too close, look. But I think that's, they were catching up there. Group there. They got too close, get away from me. Let's just turn that off a second and see what happens here. See, they're all adjusting themselves. So they're trying to jump around here onto these guys. You got a patch of 3 of them there flying together. They were just trying to catch up with them there. Let's do a demonstration with just a single bird so it looks a bit better. So basically it's just a game object with just like a mesh which looks like a bird, which I modelled, which is actually pretty crap. It's like an eagle actually. So let's go duplicate this little bad bird. I'll just get a bunch of these now. And the idea here is that I'm going to put lots of them. And I'm going to show you that they don't necessarily have to align with each other. Shit. Oh, god damn it. Done the same thing again. I wonder why it keeps doing that. Duplicate. Okay. That's worked now. Duplicate. Cool. Get rid of that. Duplicate. Yep, duplicate. Duplicate. Cool. I think it's because I have to use this window to do it, that's why. Okay. Cool. So that's one big flock, right? Oh no, why did I do that? God damn it. There's no fast way to do it either. Actually, there is. See ya! Duplicate. Duplicate. That'll do. So I need to make sure I select them in here. That's kind of annoying, but anyway. So let's go. And we want them to align. They're not going to turn this time or circle. And they're not going to rotate away from each other. So let's see what will happen here. Okay, so they're flying straight forward. Excuse me. Okay, and you're just getting some flying off now. So okay, that's cool. Now what we can do is we can now start getting it to turn, which will make them randomized turn. So they're just gonna fly outwards basically. And you can see this little pack there that are stuck together. Little pack there. Now let's get them to circle now. Actually we'll start it again. We'll get them to turn and then circle. So these are all going to start circling now. Push away from each other. Get too close. You see there's a big group there that have come together. So they're flocking nicely together now. But let's go. If we do this and we don't want them to align with each other, we don't want them to catch up, but we want them to circle. Align, by the way, makes them look the same way. So now you'll see like a completely sporadic, like none of them will, they shouldn't group. Turning, circling. However, they have all adjusted their speed, I think. Oh no, they haven't. Cool. Oh, I've done it again. But yeah, like you see, it does work. So I think I might just get rid of the bird inside of that, and then just turn on the mesh collider back on, so it's just a box. Then it's easy to, you know, to do that. Copy and paste. So we've got one cell of birds there, and we'll get another cell of birds that's gonna start here, and we'll leave them going straight forward. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn up the align with other. Oh, I think that's right. They will automatically adjust the speed. Sorry, they do that anyway. Let's not have them circling, but I'm going to turn this up to like 300. And when they collide with each other, you're going to see them changing. Move there. They're going to sort of. You see, there you go. Look. So they actually just ended up following each other, and there's like a big flock now. Whereas if we turn that down to say 50, it'll happen, I think, but it's going to do it much slower. So you see they're trying to adjust themselves to the pack, and there you go. So they've actually followed that pack there. And again, if you turn it down again to say 40, then yeah, you're going to have, like, so they've broken off. There's going to be 3 groups there. And then if we get turning on, they'll do random turns, but they'll still try and align with each other. So if we put this alignment speed up again to 300, they're gonna do random turns. Actually, yeah. So the flock's still moving, but it's moving as sort of like one now. See there's little mini groups being broken off, and there's going to be another group there. So yeah. So yeah, that's what happens. Alignment speed to 100, and let's see what happens there. Are they gonna? Yep. One big group there that's still weaving around. Birds trying to find their way around. So 100, I think, is a pretty good value for birds, because I think birds can probably realistically do that. You can see like they're grouping off, and which is pretty cool. Now I think rotate away from each other. Basically, if they get too close, they'll spaz out, and you can sort of see a little bit in there. There's one guy in there trying to get away, and it stops them getting too close. You can actually turn the range, the speed up, if you turn that off, and then when they get close, you turn it on. So when they group, let them group up, and when you turn it on, you'll see there they'll try and get away. They're trying to disperse, and that's because that's turned right up. But again, you can set that down to like 5, and if you keep it on, you should see something a bit better. So they still want to try and get close to each other. Oh no, they don't. They don't want to catch up at the moment. So let's turn that off. And if we do catch up, it definitely causes some FPS. But they'll try and catch up to each other. Maybe you need to make that more efficient. Oh, little group there, too close. But yeah, the whole point in circling was I wanted them to be able to circle around and do a lot of the other actions as well. So that's what we're doing now. So you'll see they'll still try and group up, but then they'll circle, and they'll just keep circling. So they're still going to try and obviously group up with each other and adjust their speed. That you can see there, one massive cell of birds there, which is pretty cool. Let's turn that on. Some birds trying to escape the fury. There you go. Look. Too close. Get away. Yeah, it's my flocking. So just for a quick demonstration of catch up and rotate away from other. So what these two do is, if catch up is on, right, so we turn them both off, right, they're basically gonna move on their own. There's nothing happening right now, they're just moving forward, okay? But if we turn catch up on, what it does is it looks at the other objects around it, and it catches up with them. So if we play this now, you'll see them slowly start grouping up. You can see that there. So they're grouping up. He's gonna group up with this. He's actually slightly rotated left, so he's gonna collide with this one. So he's inside there now. And if you don't want that to happen, that's where rotate away from other. What that does is that will actually say, okay, if you're within a minimum distance, I want you to get the hell away from me. So we'll turn that on, and we'll see. As I've just tweaked it so that the detection range is 4, which means they'll practically be touching, and you'll see as soon as this guy collides with this guy, they'll be forced to go away. So there you go. He doesn't want to be touched, so he's moved away now, and unfortunately he has broke off the pack, but that might work really well. Now what alignment does is alignment aligns them all with each other, so they actually that's so much fun. So they will actually turn, face the same way, which is going to stop them colliding here. It should do. Oh no, that's right, they're trying to group up. So they're slowly grouping up, but they're facing the same way. And they haven't actually, he hasn't, I don't know if he's close enough or not, but there you go. Let's get catch up speed to like 5 now and see if that makes any difference with the grouping up speed. Yeah, they grouped up a lot quicker there. So we just leave that, put that to like 2, and that's how close they want to get. So you can put that down to like 40. They should get closer. Unless my code's horrible, which it probably is. Let's see if they get clumped. More clumpy. Yeah, he's clumped up a bit more. He's clumped up a bit more now. that's a bit more of a smaller clump. So yeah, like I say, I'm having a bit of fun with the flocking, and yeah,